Right. Hello, everyone. It's so fun to be with you guys.
Hello, everybody.
Is it sunny where you are? I don't know because today's hot topic, right, is we are going to be talking about good old vitamin D.
Exactly. Vitamin D.
I have a
Best thing around.
best kept secret, right? Best kept secret that got unlocked a few years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think some people have forgotten about that actually why it's so good.
Yeah. I think there was a real upswing in the awareness of vitamin D and the essential need for it for every aspect of the functions of our body. It's just profound. And our immune system, but it really hit that crescendo a couple years ago during a certain time. And the evidence showing that the benefits of keeping a higher level of vitamin D in your system and protecting your immune system, both in prevention and in response, hit a crescendo. And now that we're kind of out of that craziness, if you will, like you said, I agree. I think a lot of people, I'm finding clinically that a lot of people have gone, oh yeah, I forgot about taking my vitamin D, or I'm in the sun a lot. I work out every day. And there's that thing,
There's
right?
that thing, right? And you guys really, before we jump right into vitamin D, what I want you guys to start like really getting some aha moments are it is the time of your life, especially right. Heidi and I jam talking about women and this beautiful, graceful aging. So maybe you're 50, maybe you're 60, maybe you're 42. I don't know where you are, right? Maybe you're 75, but you're like, I want to live life gracefully and thrive and be, able to do what I want to do. Is building rituals, routines that are wellness rich. And sometimes we start one, we stop one, we change one, we drop one. And you got to keep finding that path. There are certain things that you got to do to nourish your body that are going to be cellularly beneficial for so many aspects of your health and wellness. And so we're going to say that literally taking vitamin D, because there are some supplements or products that you should be taking always. And some you take through seasons and some you take when there's an issue. But vitamin D is like a wellness ritual.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, Kelly, because it really needs to be that. And I haven't found anybody. Wait, no, I lied. One person who said, oh, I'm in the sun a lot. I get plenty, I get plenty, I get plenty. And when I tested them, they actually did have a good level. But that is the rare case out of hundreds and hundreds of people that profess to be out in the sun, absorbing it. They don't need to take it. And they just don't want to supplement another thing. I say, let's go through your supplements, throw something else away, but keep your vitamin D. We need to keep a level that is protective and therapeutic. And there is definitely a ton of research that proves those levels, and even going maybe even above those levels in certain cases of illness. But there are different levels that we need to get, and we need to check them.
Absolutely. And you guys, I spent 25 years of my life out in Arizona. Hello, sun. I spent another 25 years of my life in Southern California. Hello, sun. I always take vitamin D because it's not that you're out in it. A lot of times we're covered. A lot of times the time of the day we're out is not the time of the day that our body is absorbing it maximally. And so I don't want to have to say, okay, in Indiana today, what is the time that is the maximum sun exposure for me to get my vitamin D and create my schedule to go get that for 20 minutes? I don't want to have to worry about that. And I don't know if actually just that alone, Heidi, would even really probably be enough. It's great to get out there and in your eyes and everything else. So you should go out there and get sunlight as much as you can. People do ask, before we kind of move on to like how much we really need, people do ask, there is something, if there's no sunlight outside, they turn on all the lights in their house. That's really good for your waking up system, but that has nothing to do with vitamin D.
Oh yeah, nothing to do.
But people kind of get it mixed up, like, oh, wake up, get light. And then I'm like, oh, of course, if it's 5:30, it's still dark in the morning, brighten up your house because your body needs to understand your circadian rhythms. it is morning. You need to get up, get the light. That's that, you guys. We're not talking about that right now. We're literally talking about vitamin D itself, which you only get from the sun.
And what's right about that morning light, get moving, wake up with the circadian rhythm of the sun, because the circadian rhythm is with the sun, right? So when we wake up with that, we open our receptors. They become awake, ready to absorb vitamin D, ready to look for vitamin D, like, oh, it's their circadian rhythm, it's sun. So they're all in sync, the sun and our cells. They all have a schedule. We're the ones that muck it up, right? Sleep too late or not do anything, right? So it's that waking up. You're not getting vitamin D by that waking up, but you are waking up your receptors. And that's the great benefit of doing it then.
Okay, awesome, you guys. So in general, somebody just says, okay, Dr. Heidi, how much vitamin D do I need? And then let's go into like why we eat, what is vitamin D? Like, really? You say it's good, really? Like, what does it do? Why do we need it? It seems so simple, like such a simple thing and an inexpensive thing overall.
Yeah, really reasonable with powerful benefits. So the quantity is what the research shows, and I have found it to be true in terms of translating to someone's health and vitality, is once we get to a therapeutic level, the levels being between 60 and 100. You want to get your vitamin D measured through blood between 60 and 100. Generally, once you get it into that range, the research says between 4,000 and 5,000 IUs a day will keep you there. So that's the criteria there. So, but most people, when I measure their blood work, they're well below that 60. They're in their 30s, maybe 40, eking up in there. And they said, well, that's in the normal range. Yes, they let you go to, I believe, 42. I think they've moved it up, and it used to be in the 30s, and they've actually moved it up a bit to 42 being the minimum amount. But oftentimes that's where people are sitting, at that minimum amount. The therapeutic, most protective and cancer protective is between the 60 and 100. So we want to really get there. If you're already in the lowest amount, 5,000 a day is not going to increase. That's only to keep you right here, right? To increase it, we need to up that dose. In slow increments, you don't want big bolus doses. Those we find don't work. The research shows big dosages don't work. And so you want to just space it out and slowly work your way up to thing. But the minimum doses of 5,000, between 4,000 and 5,000, that will keep you where you are. It won't improve it if you need to improve it.
Okay, you guys. So I think the key takeaways, Heidi, right, are one, you definitely need to go get your blood checked. So if you're not on a regular schedule with your doctor, it's like the beginning of the year, you guys, right? It's the time to go do it. Go get it checked out. Find out where you are. Because if you are really low and you're just taking that 5,000, you're not, I mean, great that you're taking it, but you're not moving it up to get that really therapeutic protective benefit. And then number two is, what sort of product are you taking? Because we were just talking with some other people that really, if you're buying your products from big box stores, if you haven't gotten, a clinician, a wellness clinician, probably to be saying, I vouch for this product. This is a product I've researched. I know. If you just got it off the shelf or something from your grocery store, unfortunately, the research shows that most products like that don't really have what's in it, or there's a lot of fillers and trash and other things in it. So that is important. So when someone is looking for a vitamin D, Dr. Heidi, what would be some of the things of what they're looking for? And within it, I know some products pair a few things in it. So what are some like unique things maybe that people want to look for in just, if they don't
you want to keep it,
what do you recommend?
Yeah, you want to keep it simple, like a good recipe. Keep the core ingredients. You just want the vitamin D3. And if you can pair it with, say, sometimes they'll add a little bit of magnesium and K2. K2 is really important because K2 helps escort that vitamin D into the cell. And here's one of the issues as well. A lot of people have genetic predispositions, genetic SNPs that block the absorption of vitamin D, the synthesis of the vitamin D. There's so many aspects, and there's quite a few genetic reasons why we might be low in vitamin D. And so that's why the assumption of not hanging out in the sun or just taking 5,000 IU a day isn't enough. We have to measure. But you want to look for simple ingredients. Vitamin D3 and K2 is the best option to do. If they have a little magnesium in it, great. But you want to really focus on those two ingredients.
Yeah. So you guys, I want to know, tell Dr. Heidi and I, who's still taking your vitamin D from 3 years ago? Like, come on, be honest out there. Who is still taking it? And let me tell you this, if you still have it in your cupboard from 3 years ago, probably don't want to start taking that one. You probably just want to throw that one away and start afresh, start anew, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many benefits to vitamin D and getting the proper amount. Like I said, it's protective with the immune system. And it actually, it works on the receptors of our DNA. And so there's a lot of, there's probably about 3,000 DNA, right? Genetic SNPs, genes that will respond and need vitamin D in order to respond appropriately. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I mean, I think the number goes from 3,000 up to say 25,000. It's a profound and astronomical number to think about. Oh my gosh, a little vitamin D, an adequate amount of vitamin D can really affect my health and my longevity, save my brain. It keeps our arteries more supple. It keeps the myelin sheaths, so the sheath that covers our nerves in our body. It keeps them really healthy and firing appropriately and protective. There's just profound things, that seeps into everything. And that's why it's just one of those items that you don't want to stop taking, no matter how old you are. You want to measure regularly, once or twice a year, depending on your health and fitness, and keep that up.
And really keep that up. Because one of the number one questions that people ask, is, what should I take? But they get so complicated. So again, going back, everyone is, what are you doing in your life to build simple, routine, wellness routines that are going to really move the needle of your health? And one of those things is, and again, you're not going to take it and wake up tomorrow and go, wow, I feel so great. My myelin sheaths are so protected. They're going to feel a thing, right? And so it's easy to just forget and stop taking and, I'm not sick. Why do I need it? No. This is wellness.
This is wellness.
Oh my gosh. Well, any other closing thoughts, Heidi, that you want to tell people of any, could be a fact, a fun fact, or a statistic, or do men need more, or, any last little closing, anything on vitamin D?
No, I think I've kind of thrown as much out there as I possibly could in a short amount of time. It's just, there's so many benefits to it. And every system in it really acts more like a hormone than a vitamin. And so when we're thinking as we're aging, right? Oh, it must be my hormones. Well, vitamin D is going to be your first choice. It's your first hormone to pay attention to. So go get your vitamin D checked, get up to snuff. As my mom used to say, we got to bring it up to snuff.
Yeah. Are you sitting at 42 or are you sitting at 70, right? Hey, come on, share us, give us the data.
Yeah. Give us the data, share it with us. If you're not sure, go get it checked and let us know. But it's an important one. It's a lifelong support, and you'll be glad you did.
Yep, absolutely. Well, you guys, just like I said in the intro, it's if any of you guys want more time with Dr. Heidi and I, you want to meet us in person, you want to rub some elbows and spend a little time, we are doing some retreats. We are having one hosted in Orange County, California, which is March 6th, and one in Dallas, Texas on March 20th. They are both Wednesdays. It's going to be an incredible day that's spent with us, full of, small workshops, education, implementation, kind of some getting into the nitty-gritty action that we're going to be doing, you guys. and enjoying each other and really building a wellness community. So if you're interested at all, reach out to me, let us know, and we will get you the information. Other than that, as always, Dr. Heidi, such a pleasure to be with you. Your knowledge is always invaluable, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep, we'll see y'all next week. Be well. Bye-bye.
Bye.